Yeah, start us off.
Hey guys, we're about to go over Mavs Clippers game one. Crazy ass game. A lot to talk about. That's to say the least. But real quick, we just want to give a big shout out to everybody who's been watching the videos lately. Our return has been nice. We've been feeling the love. Just want to say subscribe to the channel if you're not already. We're going to be going crazy all postseason, posting predictions, videos, highlights, all of it. Follow on Twitter. All that good stuff will be down in the description. Twitter's popping off today. Y'all got to come on over. All right. So subscribe, like, all that good stuff. Comment. Even if you disagree, comment. We can have a conversation. So yeah, let's get to the video. All right, so let's get into this Mavs game. 7-3. Clippers take game one, 118-110. Closer than the score indicates, I would say. Just a super competitive game. Obviously, a lot to get into, officiating-wise. But other than that, well, go ahead and give me your takeaways from the game and what we can look forward to moving on into the rest of the series.
Right. Well, I think there's a few things to discuss. One, I think bottom line, I think every Mavs fan should be proud of this team.
I agree wholeheartedly.
I feel great about the way Porzingis went out, even though it's unfortunate. I think what he did was right.
Right, yeah.
I think the way he reacted in the first technical was right.
I mean, yeah, dude.
I mean, it's natural to have that kind of reaction on that kind of block. I mean, that's a big play in the game.
Mm-hmm.
I think. I think obviously we know Luka's big time, and there's no doubt he's going to be an all-time player.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no doubt about that. I think Rick, you see some of this genius that he's had in the postseason with guys like Maxi Kleber and Dorian Finney-Smith, Seth Curry, Tim Hardaway, putting these guys in position to be successful. I think we played pretty good defense. I think we took guys out of the game at times. Paul George was out of the game at times. So like I said, I think we should be proud of game one. And obviously a lot of us are going to be a little slightly biased when it comes to this officiating, and I'm one of them. If you would have saw my live reactions, who knows what y'all would think about me. I was pretty upset on about 5-6 occasions.
Oh, probably more than that for me.
Definitely about at least 5-6 times.
Yeah, a very bare minimum.
So at the end of the day, I'm happy with game one. Obviously not with the outcome, but I think we're a real team, and no matter who we play, I think especially going forward, even going into the future, I think we have some real players. Definitely.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I think most Mavs fans, because we talked about this in our prediction video that went up today. What the fuck's going on? Do you hear that?
I'm good here.
Oh, goddamn. ESPN just decides to blare an ad. Anyways, we talked about that. We realistically don't think the Mavs are going to win the series, but we just wanted to see them play competitive. We wanted to see them push the Clippers, and they did just that, man. I mean, I feel I don't want to do this because I literally never complain about refs, but this would be 2 days in a row on this channel that I have blatantly complained about officiating and its outcome, or their horrible officiating dictating outcomes of the game. I don't know how you could have watched this game, even from an unbiased perspective, and not think the Clippers got gifted one here, big time. Especially considering how that game was going up until then. Because the Mavs are down like 16 in the first at some point?
We can be disappointed about the way the game started, and
right.
And that's just on a team kind of shaking the dust off, shaking the nerves off.
Mm-hmm.
Maxey kind of seemed nervous a little bit all game, a little bit.
He's been lost all bubble, man.
And he'll kind of show up at times and be kind of weird at times. And that was completely on the team, but you saw the fight the whole rest of the first quarter where we ended up with the lead at the end of the first quarter. There's no doubt about it that if you follow my Twitter at Brett McClung with 3 T's, that I was upset with the officiating most of the game, a lot of the calls. But I think it's clear that Clippers Lakers is a Western Finals matchup that is probably in some way desired to happen in the league's perspective.
Yeah.
And, that kind of just is what it is. The NBA has a history of that kind of stuff. Go look it up. Go listen to Tim Donaghy talk about it.
And that's recent too. I mean, in the grand scheme of things, that was what, 10 years ago, 15 years ago, and a lot of those guys.
It is Tim Donahue, right?
Yeah, Tim Donahue, I think maybe.
Donahue.
No, I think it might be Donahue. Anyways,
whatever.
that was what, 10, 15 years ago. Oh yeah, and for those, I saw questions about this in one of our videos. Why is he wearing a mask? He's inside. Guys, listen, okay? For those of you who don't know me, you need to understand one thing. I've been bearded for the last 7 years of my life. I look like a fucking moron right now because I accidentally shaved my face. Accidentally shaved my entire face. So I'm wearing a mask.
Babyface Con, bro.
No babyface Con. The world's just not ready for this. I'm not ready for this. Anyways, I mean, and then on top of that, you have the whole shit where, God, who was it, man? Was it Foster? One of the refs who called Donahue like 200 times is still officiating in the league. Like, there's some fishy shit going on, man. And I think there are two different conversations we can have. One, the bubble. There's been some real questionable officiating in the bubble. Real questionable. The Blazers it was kind of apparent that the Blazers were getting a lot of favorable calls there towards the end of that run. They played fantastic. Dame played out of his fucking mind. Don't get me wrong. And I'm not blaming the players because, like, if you can foul hunt and do it successfully and score points foul hunting and it works for you, I mean, you're trying to win a game, right? Like, you might as well do it. It sucks to watch, but it is what it is, I guess. And then, and speaking of that, dude, Kawhi flops a lot, man. I think he's got a lot of people fooled the way he plays.
Always doing the same thing.
I mean, that's just – I want to say this. Every great offensive player flops. Like, all of them do. And that's the point, bro, is like people think that, like, Dame never flops or Kawhi never flops. No, these motherfuckers flop a ton. Luka flops a shit ton. Like, it just is what it is, man. But anyways, and second, maybe this is like a tinfoil. I don't have my tinfoil hat around me, but do we start buying stakes in the fact that ratings are pretty bad, man? They're not very good. Yeah, they're not good. Ratings have not been good for a while now. So is the NBA
I think
saying –
as NBA fans, we've loved everything going on. But
the NBA – I think the thing is when you go on Twitter, right, you get this impression that so many people are watching. But the reality is people just go on Twitter, look at highlights, people look at box scores, and then that's it.
I'll be honest, though. I mean, I know a lot of people that if you're not in the NBA, you're not going to watch a full game of basketball. You know, and especially a lot of the, you know, kind of our parents' generation, like, may not love the NBA the way that we do. Right. You know, I mean, I don't know if your parents are that way, but I know my dad is kind of totally checked out of the NBA.
My parents would never watch the NBA.
And my dad used to love basketball for sure, but he's kind of totally checked out of the NBA now.
I mean, I think it's definitely a sport that has a very young fan base. Yeah. That extends to, like, the point that, I mean, a lot of these young people just hop on Twitter and then that's it. Okay, sorry, we're dragging this on a little too long.
You think so?
Well, we're just talking about literally nothing. I don't even know what it is we're talking about, how it relates to the Mavs game.
That's fine.
But, okay, what were you about to say?
I think just kind of, you know, I guess kind of bringing it back was just I think at the end of the day, when it comes to how the Mavs played, I'm pretty content with it. I'm not mad at really anybody's particularly. I think any reasonable fan is kind of aware of what just occurred.
Right, yeah. I mean, when your second best player is out of the game was it the start of the third?
Yeah.
The whole second half, you're without your second best player?
Now, is there an argument that maybe, he should have been aware that he already had a technical? Sure. Because I'll tell you right now, when that whole review was happening, I didn't even think about it.
I didn't think so either.
I wasn't even thinking about it.
Even whenever they said it's a double tech, I didn't even process for me. And then I saw KP leaving. I said, whoa, did they give KP a double tech? Yeah. I didn't even remember that he got a tech earlier. And that tech was some bullshit too. Listen,
100%.
Where do we draw the line up on if you make a bad call as a ref, you have to say, okay, I might have fucked up right there. Like, let's let him get it off his chest.
And let me say this, because I tweeted it, but let me say this. The rule needs to be that if you challenge a call and you get it right, that you get another challenge.
Yeah, that's so fucking dumb. Because even if you win the challenge, it's like, well, we don't have a fucking challenge anymore. Like,
you need to earn another challenge.
Right, because you get punished. It doesn't make any sense because the Mavs had to burn a challenge on a
lose-lose
ball on Luka's fourth foul.
On Luka.
It would have been his fourth foul, like halfway through the third quarter.
You pretty much had to use it when it was
all
ball again.
A horrible call. They had two horrible calls on Luka. Luka had that clean-ass block, and then he's obviously like, what the fuck? Gets a tech called. KP, clean-ass block. Of course, he goes, "What the fuck?" Gets tech called.
On Paul George, too. Like, these are big plays in the course of a basketball game. Those are momentum shifters. Those are confidence builders in the team. Those kind of plays change basketball games.
And not even the confidence thing. This game was neck and neck the whole way pretty much, and then Clippers pulled away a little bit at the end. You give those 3 points. I mean, what? 2 points on free throw shots, and then a technical free throw. 3 points right there that you just gave them for nothing, for no reason. And then you take our best player out of the game.
That little swing when KP got ejected was pretty big.
Yeah, I mean that
it was like a 10-point swing at least.
Yeah, you can't straight face say that this game was not.
And I get, by the way, I get the argument that maybe, given the course of the game, yes, he already had a technical. Maybe he should have been more aware. But I can't sit here as a Mavs fan and say, Porzingis, you shouldn't have defended Luka like that.
Right.
When Marcus Morris instigated the whole thing by grabbing my guy's back on a dead ball situation.
And have you seen the tweets of like the stills of Morris literally choking KP?
Yep.
And where was, I mean, so you're basically saying that that's the same level, since you gave them both a double tech, you're basically saying what Marcus Morris is on the same level of what KP did, come into like the fuse situation.
And credit to Luka for not reacting in that situation.
Well, also credit to Luka for saying, "Yo, fuck you" at first, because Marcus Morris was trying to big dog him for sure. Like he was trying to bully him. Yeah, he was like, "Fuck, hey, let's just we can talk about the rest all night, but it's just going to be boring to everyone for everyone to hear." I mean, I will say this though. Usually on Twitter, you'll have the fans of the teams obviously think that they're getting fucked always in every NBA game. And usually like the middle party, people who don't care, like, no, man, it's like there's been a couple bad calls, but whatever. I've never seen a reaction like this on Twitter to an officiating.
LeBron?
Yeah, LeBron. I mean, LeBron's in zero dark 30, bro. Remember, LeBron doesn't tweet in the playoffs. LeBron, Dirk, that's not Dirk's character.
Yeah, Dirk coming out.
I mean, Patrick Mahomes.
There's no doubt about it, guys.
Right. I mean, Patrick Mahomes is a Mavs fan. You know what the fuck going on.
But there's an objective here.
Yeah, I mean,
there's a clear objective here.
The only people who are saying that was the wrong call or the right call are obviously Clippers fans. And even then, I've seen a lot of Clippers fans be like, yeah, that was insane. Or Knicks fans who are just always salty because their franchise is a dumpster fire trash can. I'm so sorry, Knicks fans. Don't blame KP, okay? It's not his fault that you guys are a fucking dumpster fire.
It was fair for KP to want out of there.
Of course.
Yeah.
KP's been the best player there since Melo, and Melo just wanted to be in New York City. Like, that's it. And that's been it. And then the best player y'all have had since then is Julius Randle. You put the fucking puzzle pieces together, okay?
Yeah.
What's going on there?
And fire good coaches and kick out longtime players /
draft
fans.
Kevin Knox.
Kick out $100,000 seat holders.
Yeah, kick out one of your all-time great franchise players.
Yikes.
All right, I don't know why we're even talking about this. All right, but okay. Performance-wise, I think you could say that you're a little I gotta be honest, man. Kleba just looks not ready.
Yep.
Like the stage
looks. We're missing Dwight Powell.
We are for sure missing Dwight Powell, 100%. Kleba's just not there. He hasn't been there all bubble. I don't know what his fucking deal is, man. But he's not getting boards. His defense isn't there. He's not making shots.
Yeah.
Tim Hardaway.
Trey Burke's the steal of the bubble, though.
Really? I got to be honest, bro. When I watch Trey
play,
he's
playing defense. He's hustling. He's making shots. He's making plays.
He's done what we
He
want
brings
him
a
to do.
certain kind of energy, man.
For sure. I mean, he has filled in that Jalen Brunson role pretty well. We miss Brunson, too. That's the thing. Mavs are missing two pretty key players.
And Cauley opted out right before the bubble.
Yeah, that's true. I actually totally forgot we even
Which
had
would be a
signed.
solid piece. I mean, I'm not saying he'd be,
right,
life-changing, but –
And at this point, you really can't use that excuse because every team is going through it.
Missing somebody, yeah.
Yeah, and what else was I gonna say? That little stretch there at the end, bro, with a minute 30 left. I think the Clippers are only up 2 or 3, and Seth takes a terrible 3, and then Tim Hardaway comes down and jacks a shot immediately.
Like when Luka made that big bucket, kind of.
Yeah.
It was like it should have been the possession before.
Right. Yeah.
When there was 2 bad shots.
I don't know if we talked about this outside of the podcast or in the podcast. We said. I mean, Rick's offense, the reason why it's so good is everyone sort of has free range to do whatever they want. Like, there's no limits. And I think at times, especially in the crunch, it might be time to say, yo, Tim, let Luka ISO for a bit. If it's not there, it's not there. But Tim coming down and jacking up a shot immediately, that's a bad fucking possession, dude.
Yep. and then an offensive rebound and somebody shooting another three.
Right, yeah.
When you get to settle it down, you need a bucket.
Right. And, part of me respects Tim because he'll shoot that thing. Like, it doesn't care what kind of game he's having.
He had a pretty good game overall.
Yeah, it's just that.
But that was a bad shot.
Yeah,
Bad shot.
Seth was making shots, and then again, though, at the end, it felt like he was just shooting.
And he had that big steal at the end to kind of try to give us a chance.
Right, yeah.
There needs to be a discussion, though, that's like, guys, if we need a bucket, we need to slow down and set up an offense. Now, to be fair, that is a little harder without KP on the floor.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and guys are probably like, man, I might have to even step up a little bit more here. You know, and, I mean, especially with Kawhi and Luka, and we saw late in the game what Luka did to Kawhi.
Yeah, Luka legitimately got whatever he wanted scoring-wise tonight. Anything on any defender. I
mean, I have no doubt in my mind that this man, if you don't think he's a top 10 player right now,
yeah, that's
you're tripping.
I don't think that's it. Even okay, obviously
this is the most points by a playoff debut ever.
Yeah. 42 on 21 shots. That's absurdly good, no matter how you look at it.
With a triple-double, right? Or one away?
No. 7 boards, 9 assists. But we do have to say 11 turnovers. But I will say this, though, right? Because I'm decently harsh on Luka, especially for a Mavs fan.
In the beginning of the game,
beginning. Okay, because here's the thing. 11 turnovers. You want to know why that really doesn't bug me? He had like 5 in the first 3 minutes of the game.
Yep.
It was like – and then afterwards, 11 turnovers is a lot. I'm not like trying to defend him too much, but it didn't really feel like that took us out of the game at all. Like Luka carried us on his fucking back.
And he's gonna have that high level of turnovers with that usage rate.
Right. And it's an absurd defense. It's his first playoff game. You could see early on, it was a little big for him, but he settled in, bro.
For everybody, they said that their starting 5 had more minutes combined than our whole team. Or something like that, more playoff minutes.
That makes sense to me. I'm trying to think who even on this team is a playoff person like that. Seth? Boban and Seth on the Portland?
Yeah.
Trey Burke? I don't think so. Michael Kidd-Gilchrist, they said he went there for the Charlotte, got fucking swept, of course. Michael Kidd-Gilchrist, those are some 2 big threes, man.
That was crazy.
Played some nice defense. I like the role that he has.
Your tweets were hilarious, by the way.
Flamethrower, bro.
If y'all are not following Biased slightly on Twitter, you're missing some hot sports takes.
Hot sports takes, and I'm tweeting highlights. They can come at me with a DMC. They can come at me. They're up there. I'm just kidding. Mm-hmm. The NFL did send me one of those actually once for tweeting highlights.
That's okay.
I said, hey, come and get me, Adam or fucking Roger Goodell. Come and get me.
Bring a fucking army to take down this Twitter.
I'm never going to stop tweeting highlights, Roger.
Yeah.
Bitch. All right. Clippers, y'all think this team's beating the Lakers now?
We'll see how the Lakers look.
Montrez looked like garbage. And Montrez is one of those players, bro, where he's shooting, 1 of 5, makes 1 basket. Ah!
You know what my favorite part of the game was, too? 18-2, right after that shot hit, Montrez was the guy they panned to. Let's fucking go. Yeah. Let's go. And then we just came back.
Yeah. That was crazy.
I was hype, bro.
That was crazy. Hype. And I actually like Montrez as a player, so I'm not trying to shit on him or anything.
I feel like Lou Will had a bad game. To be fair, I feel like the Clippers kind of had a bad game after we took the momentum. And then once KP got took out, it was just handed to him, I felt like.
That's the thing, though. The Mavs, after KP got taken out, it would have been pretty easy for the Mavs to,
fold.
Just be like, fuck, man, what the fuck's going on? But they played their hearts out, obviously in a losing effort. But like we said at the beginning, man, we don't expect them to win the series.
Proud of the team.
Yeah, they played well, and this is what we want to see. If we take 1 or 2, great. If we win the series, obviously.
And if there was a way for KP to go out, I couldn't be any more content with that.
See, that's the KP, and that KP is coming out, guys. It's coming.
KP looked like he was ready to just sleep, Marcus.
I'm telling you, man, that KP is coming. We're all kind of waiting for KP to get big and get adopt
this. Because what Marcus did wasn't cool, and Luka for once was trying to throw it off.
Hey, I gotta say, Marcus Morris had an amazing game. He played really
well, man.
He played
He's
really
a good player.
Good.
He's a good player.
That's a night. The Clippers are just a fucking. They're
deep,
stacked.
Man. They didn't even play Patrick Patterson.
They are stacked, man. They got just such a good.
They barely even played Shamet, and he usually kills us.
Zubac was killing us, man.
Yeah,
that dude is a beast down there. There were rebounds he was getting where I was like, dude, how is he even getting this?
Yep.
What? come out Wednesday, man, with the same intensity.
Yep.
You know, and I want to say this about Luka, right? We talked about Luka kind of pouting, looking like a little weenie sometimes. Dude, towards the end of that game, he looked like a fucking killer, man. Like,
And
just
it
his
looked-
expression looked different than I've ever seen him.
And it kind of looked like there was a conversation between the coaches and Luka, like, hey, when you want to bitch about the refs, come over to us.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
like we'll message that to the refs instead of you having to like maybe take on a technical.
Well, Luka, you could see.
Did you kind of get that feel?
Yeah, I did. Well,
I feel like he was going to the bench with it instead of like straight to a ref.
Right, yeah.
I don't know if you kind of got that vibe.
I got the vibe that Luka, like, maybe because Luka does complain all the time, right? That's a very valid criticism of his, and one that you and I both have as well.
And
like,
he still kind of was.
No, he was. Yeah, he complained tonight.
Yeah.
I mean,
but there was definitely a few calls where he didn't get them.
Right. I mean,
and
it was a badly officiated game.
Yeah.
But there was a point where Luka almost like so fed up with the refs that he wasn't even wasting his energy shitting on them. Like, he was being
just would go right back down the floor.
That one clip I posted on Twitter, Patrick Bev like shoved Klebe out the way or something, and Luka was talking to the ref. He goes, "That's a tech. That's a tech."
Hello.
Yeah. Like, if you're gonna kick my second best player out of the game,
right?
You can't kick a player of KP's magnitude out of the game for sticking up for the leader of the team, who got shit on for no reason, just standing there. And it's not like KP threw a fist, man. He just runs over and he's like, "Hey, fuck you."
Yeah. I hate that about the league.
The league is
I get
so
that he
soft
should have
shit,
known he
man.
had a technical already, but I don't think that two guys jawing each other should be a double technical.
That should, and
I've
the
said
playoffs,
that multiple times.
And I think the thing is it depends on how the game's going, right? Like, if the game's been physical and there's been a lot of jawing,
like
you
out
said,
of
"Hey,
hand.
yo," right? Yeah, you're saying, "Hey, the next time anything happens, you are getting fucking kicked out of the game."
Right.
That's one thing, right?
Right.
But was there literally anything up until that point? Like, maybe some jawing back and forth. It's the playoffs. It's gonna be intense. And let me say, Patrick Beverley, I'm with Russell Westbrook now. I'm with him. He's got so many people.
100%.
He's a bad player. And I was talking about this in
100%.
Discord. I don't know if you were in there. Does any NBA player like ever come at Patrick Beverley with any respect, like in post game interviews or anything?
No.
Seems like everyone's like, Patrick Bev, I don't care about him because he's a trash can of a player.
Right.
Like,
Yeah,
rush shit on
he
him.
should have had 6 fouls like a while ago, and then the next thing you know, he's hitting like 2-3 big threes.
Yeah, that's how he plays defense.
It just feels like there's an agenda being filled.
It does.
I'm gonna leave that at that.
I mean, it is what it is, man. It's hard not to see what's going on. Let's see what the Clippers look like, the Lakers look like tomorrow. Because if there's some fishy calls in the Lakers' favor, then we might have some fuckery on our hands. But I will say, man, the Blazers have gotten some ridiculous calls, and LeBron averages an absurdly low free throw attempts per game. Absurdly low.
He's getting older, man.
I know, but
let's
still.
segue that. Let's get into some of the other games today.
Okay, well, let's close out this video.
Okay.
So it's gonna be separate. So,
Oh, okay, separate.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's the best way to close this. Okay, so yeah, Mavs lose game 1. Us being Mavs fans, we're both proud of the way the team played. I mean, this is exactly what we wanted to see. That's exactly what. And Brett knows me, and Brett knows my temper when it comes to games. And I felt like I was pretty level-headed all game, just because is what I wanted to see, man. Good game.
I'm a crazy ass fan. There's no doubt about it. If you watched a video of me during the game, you would say this guy's nuts. But that's why we record after the game.
I mean, if you saw videos of me during the Cowboys games, you would wonder how I haven't thrown myself off a bridge.
Yeah.
But I mean, this is what we want to see, and we saw it, and it's just more of a disappointing feeling that the game was ruined like that.
Yeah, it has a bad taste.
It does,
but
especially from like a basketball fan perspective. Like, that was a fucking insane game, and it just like that, man, ends.
Yep. What do you think the NBA like? I mean, LeBron, like we said, LeBron says something. Dirk come out and says something. Does somebody say, "Yo, refs"?
No.
Or is the NBA doing this, man? Like, what is?
I mean, that's crazy to say, because if you say that, you're buying into like a huge, massive conspiracy, and
which we've heard.
No, I mean, it's not heard like that. It's been proven that this is real. And with the Donahue thing, I don't know. I need to read the book or whatever. Was that just like a personal thing on him? Like, he was just kind of a rogue fucking.
No, network.
I mean, wasn't he like through the mob and shit?
Mm-hmm.
See, I don't know if anything like that crazy is going on, that sinister. It wouldn't shock me because, man, okay, I'm not trying to go on a conspiracy theorist rant, but if you guys want to look into the history of the mafia and the influence they've had on
Sports in
huge,
general.
not just sports, man. I'm talking politics on a presidential level. Then maybe I'll start to understand.
We might need to bring the tinfoil hat pretty quick.
I might need to bring the tinfoil hat.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know, man. Like, I don't want to be that guy that says the league's trying to boost for ratings, but at a certain point, dude, it's like there's no way that you can watch officiating this terrible and one-sided and not think, dog, there's something crazy going on.
I didn't see that officiating in the Nuggets Jazz game.
No, that was an amazing game, by the way. I can't wait to talk about that.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's all I got for this one. Great game, terrible officiating, fucking horrible, ruins the game, man. And that's another thing too. If this really is a ratings thing, if I'm a neutral observer, like if I'm like into basketball, I'll turn the game off if I want to, and I see shit like that, I'm like, dog, I'm not watching this shit.
Yeah.
It's like fuck, man. 118, 110, Clips win. Yeah, we're proud of the Mavs. I mean, Clippers, a nice win for them for sure. Kawhi, just a super quiet 29. That's just what he does.
It's always quiet. Yeah.
It's that late game. We talked about this earlier. That late game, you need a bucket. That automatic fucking mid range.
It'll be like throughout the game. You're like, "Where's Kawhi?" And then he scores.
Yeah, it's just such a automatic. I've never seen a shot that automatic from any player. Seriously, that mid range. I don't think I've ever seen him
right over you.
That doesn't matter because Maxey played some good defense on some of those shots. And it was
just tough for him to ask him to do.
Yeah. And it's just great offense, man. Beats good defense all the time. Yep. So it is what it is. Marcus Morris, shout out to Marcus Morris. Obviously, all that shit, but he played an amazing game, man.
Yep.
Patrick Beverley, trash can. Terrible player. Horrible. He had a god-awful game, too. Fuck him. Okay. Subscribe for more NBA content. We'll be here all playoffs, man. All playoffs. Ready to chop it up with you guys. Peace.